It goes very far, and then just even with all lies of your mind. Don't get caught up in everything that's outside of your mind. More time you spend in your mind, more pays off.
In our previous video on the laws of the universe and the master key system, we broke down 7 of the universal laws, gave realistic examples of each one, and also provided you ways to immediately apply the new knowledge. We also developed a practical 5-step exercise from the master key system that you can start practicing right away in order to achieve mental harmony with and manifest your goals. If you want to check out part 1 of this series, where we discuss XXXTentacion and his connection to the master key system and the laws of the universe, the link will be in the upper right hand corner and in the description. So, what else could there be to learn? Is there anything else you should know in order to be able to take full advantage of the information? We know that our video has helped a lot of people change their perspectives and ways of thinking on a few topics, and wanted to provide you with a more advanced video so that you'll be able to reach your full potential. Part 1 was our longest video so far, packed with dense information for those who want to really dive into the material. However, we wanted to make this part 2 as concise yet helpful as possible. In this video, we'll reveal some hidden universal knowledge that we hadn't previously discussed in part 1. And more importantly, we'll give you 3 simplified manifestation principles that you can apply in order to make the most of the information provided. We hope you'll walk away from this video inspired and energized to never stop dreaming, and to never give up on your goals no matter how big or intimidating they may seem at first. Welcome to Icons and Ideas, where we talk about thought-provoking ideas and make connections to your favorite icons in pop culture, hip-hop, and throughout history. Let's begin. Principle number 1. We are all connected by the subconscious. The idea is that every single person on this earth is connected with one another by some mysterious medium. Some people call this medium the universe. Others call the medium that connects us God. But the idea is that when we want to manifest something from our imagination and bring it into our physical reality, there are certain processes that have to unfold in our lives, and usually in the lives of others as well, in order for us to realize what we desire. For example, say you imagine to yourself that you received a free cup of coffee. You vividly imagine yourself drinking the hot or iced cup of coffee, thinking to yourself how grateful you are that you didn't have to pay for the drink. A series of events that are out of your control have to unfold in the world in order for the coffee barista, co-worker, friend, or family member, and then you to get the drink. Maybe a random person ordered coffee online and forgot to pick it up. Maybe the barista accidentally made an extra drink and doesn't want to throw it out. Maybe your friend randomly thinks of you and spontaneously orders some coffee for you. Or maybe the person in line in front of you feels generous and pays for your order. The point is that once you use your imagination to manifest that free cup of coffee and put it out into the universe's or God's hands, you don't need to have any more control over the series of events that will unfold, leading you to receiving and enjoying your free cup of coffee. Just worry about achieving the end result, and watch how life will guide you towards it. Principle number 2. Imagination impresses the subconscious mind. The big key here, like we mentioned in part 1, is to imagine yourself in first-person point of view, receiving or experiencing your desire. Then you let go and let it happen. The mistake most people make is imagining in third-person point of view instead of first-person point of view. The manifestation will still unfold, but it will most likely be you seeing someone else experience it, since it was impressed subconsciously that you would see it happen, not experience it yourself. When you leave an impression on your mind of what you want in life, everything will unfold subconsciously. This means that you may have a certain impulse to reach out to someone or to randomly go somewhere. You won't necessarily consciously think that what you're doing is leading you from point A to point B. It'll just feel right. This silent but deliberate force is what some people refer to as God speaking. Many people believe that when God or the universe speaks to you, it's not in words or language like we use to communicate with one another. It's in certain gut feelings. For example, have you ever been in the right place at the right time for something? Sometimes we catch ourselves in certain situations where we decide to randomly talk to someone who happens to give you a piece of information that you use to take action and talk to someone else, or to go to a certain place where you end up experiencing something that you've always wanted. This is your imagination and subconscious mind at work. Principle number 3. There is a force outside of our control which gives perfect instructions at the perfect time to each person involved in your manifestation. This, again, occurs beyond our conscious awareness, within the subconscious fabric of reality. It's almost as if you bring up the idea of what you want to experience, and then God or the universe writes the script for how it will play out perfectly for you and those around you. Whether it involves 5, 10, or 1,000 people taking certain actions in their life that will lead them and you into the manifestation, it will happen in the perfect time. This is why some bigger manifestations take longer time than others. Sometimes there are more moving parts that need to be put in place for your big dream to become a reality. For example, we can't just imagine that we'll receive $10,000 and have it happen tomorrow. Certain scenarios have to play out within their due time and at the perfect time for everyone else involved in order for it to become a reality for us in our lives. Maybe you decide to randomly go to the thrift store at a location you've never been to before and stumble upon a rare piece of jewelry or Pokemon card that goes for $5,000. Then you invest that $5,000 and turn it into $10,000 over the course of the next year or two. This was a random example, but the point is that something that seems so random in the moment could play out in your favor in the bigger picture. We have a few important key points that we want you to really understand from part 1 and part 2 of this series. We all have two minds. Our conscious mind, which is the analytical, deliberate, decision-making operator, and the subconscious mind, which works more so under the radar our whole lives. Our subconscious mind keeps track of all of our feelings, memories, and desires. This part of our mind receives and works with the universe or God in order to realize and make reality of everything we impress on it, whether we do it on purpose or on accident. The idea we want to get across is that even though it takes effort and action for things to come in fruition in our life, things won't just happen on their own. We cannot just work hard with no intention and hope that our reality changes for the better. How many times have you worked hard for something and not gotten it, but you see someone else almost effortlessly achieve the same goal? Almost like they must have some unfair advantage over you. Intentional manifesting is the epitome of working smarter, not harder. It's important to realize that we have always been manifesting since the day we became conscious beings in this world. Next time one of your imaginative desires becomes a reality, try and think back to how it happened. How did you get here? What steps did you and others take, seemingly unconsciously, to get to this point where you're right where you need to be at the exact time you needed to be there? And when life gets tough and it feels like it'll never get better, take a step back and realize that this won't be your reality forever. And try and imagine a positive situation occurring in your life where you'll be looking back at this exact moment, remembering how you used to worry so much about the future. You'll be surprised how magical life can be sometimes. Thanks for watching this episode on Icons and Ideas. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And feel free to leave suggestions for future videos down in the comments. We also make merchandise for each video. If you like the designs, it's a great way to help support the channel. Thank you.